Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second episode of The Twist with Chaos. Join with me today, we got two people. One's gonna go ahead and come here in a little bit. Let me actually bring the other. So, of course, we have our new head coach of the Oklahoma City Twisters, Emirates, and we also have our our first round pick that we just drafted. Welcome to the team, Mr. MemphisDrama. So, hello, you two. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
I'm doing great myself.
All right. So it's nice, basically, go ahead and basically have you guys here. So Emirates, also known as lacysosa, you're a first-time head coach really in this league. So, if you want to, you can kind of go ahead and basically kind of gives your career background up to this point entering the season.
Well, I skipped OCFA. First joined OFL season 27. I got suspended for a season for account sharing because somebody got on my account for like a different game. Outside of OFL and real football. Came back season 30 for my official season, first season. Went 6-2 with the Snowhawks. Lost first round. Then I get banned for Valorant macros in the off season. Then I get unbanned last season. Played for Twisters and Huskies. Lose first round, and then here I am, head coaching the goddamn Twisters.
Yes, sir. I mean, a bit of a big background point. The macros is also it's been one of the more difficult things to go and basically to deal with. I mean, it's literally one of the more. It was one of the more easier suspensions. I think it was originally like 6 weeks, or like the first time you got caught with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was Valorant macros. It wasn't like, anything Roblox related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition, you also had to deal with the Doges V at
Dodos hated me because his friend Wyatt was. They were investigating his friend Wyatt, and I was like a big part of that.
yeah.
So yeah, I see why he tried to take me out.
But yeah, Doges is not the DOJ anymore now, and also Wyatt, although he was banned for a while, he is basically returned. So that, and there's also no bias with that we're gonna see anytime soon. But yeah, bit of a new
Yeah.
commissioner moment with Tom basically having been our commissioner, entering his second full season with the OFL now, as Era went ahead and he did step down in the playoffs of season 32. So, and then of course we have to get asked about the career background of our rookie here, Mr. MemphisDrama, Bobo. So, kind of give us your background.
Came from LFG. Game got pretty boring. Tried OCFA first when Finley was head coach of Pantheon. I forget what season. It was like a friend group team. I didn't play that season. I tried playing for Kill 4L, I think, with his Dan Welk
Kill
at
for Al?
QB.
Oh,
Hmm?
okay. Kill for Al?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's just continuing to head coach the Owls. So
yeah, that's the team. Uh, I went inactive during that season, so I didn't play. The next season, I was played for the Battlehawks, which was a nightmare. Went like 0-4. Then I went to the Reapers, didn't play a game. Then went to Pantheon, which Lacey was coach, Parker, and all the other ones. And that's now I'm here, at the Twisters.
yes, sir. I mean, you were also picked 17th overall, which is over the likes of some of the guys that were drafted over. I know Triz. Let's see, Trizzy was drafted 11th overall. Let's see, you're drafted over the likes of Smith Savardo, Jafar Mar, Corey the Hybrid. Like overall, you pretty much got led into pretty much in a safe situation. I mean this year literally it was a bit of an interesting draft though. Yeah. So for Lacey, now with pretty much like your year one stat, with you go ahead and enter your first year, you are you went ahead, you basically went ahead and got in and brought in some guys. So who do you think basically could be the star player for the Swiss? That who you think could be this season? The guy that's gonna make the difference and could possibly end up being the guy to watch out for.
Um, this is a tough question because I see a lot of guys being a star of this team. I see K9, I see Metro, I see Corey. These are really all. I wouldn't say K9, but outside of K9, everybody else is really underrated. And when I was building this team, I was kind of remodeling the team that I had season 30 with the Snowhawks. I was also, running that team. I was a head coach, but I ran the team as a rookie, got the players and got the pieces. And so, yeah, when I was making this team, I was focused on the blockers and rushers. I didn't really care about the receivers because when you look at Atlanta Phoenix, right? VB winner of season 32, you look at their team, right? They have probably the best blocking and rushing core. Then you look at the receivers, just nothing surprises or
Nothing too fancy,
yeah,
but still a good
nothing
story.
too impressive. Yeah, just very average, receiver core. And you see how that system, like any QB, any decent QB, could take Atlanta to the VB, bro. Like that system that Alpha and Weeknote and Kevin, you know, made, just perfect, like blueprint, for a team. And that's why I kind of molded like that. And so to answer your question, I would probably have to say Metro. He's suspended right now, but he will be eligible by week 1. Amazing DE, and this is his first time centering, and our Hall of Fame quarterback Hillable, really likes him. So I'm looking forward to the season and seeing how Metro does at center and DE.
Speaking of healable, you just mentioned him just now. Is he the plan to go ahead and actually be the quarterback this season?
Yeah, that's the plan. There's some scheduling issues. There's some Wi-Fi issues as well, but he's 100% back by week 4, and I'm not too worried because I got Parker, a well-established quarterback, in a very stacked, conference when he was QBing. I actually faced him season 30. He's really good. He can win a VB. Wouldn't want a VB if he hadn't, came across hyped. One of he's
If I
literally the biggest hacker of all time, bro.
if I'm gonna be for real, Parker did have a couple of chances to make the VB. Season 29, there was the unfortunate thing with height. Season 30, he actually was one play away
Lag
from the
VB,
VB.
yeah.
So
Thing is, yeah, season 30, I don't blame him either, that conference championship game, because
that was a
really, it
toss
was a
up.
really laggy server. Really, really laggy. Yeah,
Laggy
nobody could have
server
played in it.
plus toss up. So
Yeah.
this
I mean,
needs
it's
you guys to
fine.
make the best formula.
I mean, yeah. If healable, the plan doesn't work, plan A, I still got Parker at helm. I think he can take us to the VB easily in this OWC conference. Just gotta, stay level-headed and, just maintain being hungry.
Do you think I'm gonna ask you though? Do you think Killable might end up bringing basically some of his like some guys that he's also very well familiar with, i.e., Kill Ninjas 1, 2, 3, for instance?
Nah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
don't
none of them old heads are coming to my team. There's no chance, unfortunately.
you don't think so?
I wouldn't allow it.
you wouldn't
Yeah,
allow it.
I just wouldn't. Yeah, I just wouldn't. I don't want any old heads on my team, besides Hillable. Because I actually know Hillable. Really, really close friends with them.
Oh, that a bit of an interesting take here. Anyways, so Memphis drama. Basically, you entered pretty much this draft pretty much as a wide receiver. Do you think wide receiver wise that literally you might be the best receiver in this entire draft, or do you just feel like that you basically are underrated and pretty much no one has really gone ahead and realized that you are a great talent yet?
Mm, I don't think I can answer that question yet. We just have to see how this season goes, and then like just compare to the other rookie receivers.
Well,
Because me myself, I don't think I was top talent yet.
okay. So okay. So you're trying to go ahead and kind of get used to the OFL scene yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the OWC looking like this season, I believe that I also got to go and look at the schedule this season. Week one will open up at home versus the Omaha Nighthawks. So Kamari Xi and his team along also is going ahead and they're going to have a rookie center, Yuta Maki. Week two, there's going to be the Dresden Dragons and John the Boat and Puzzler. Week three, there's gonna be a game that we're gonna see Isaiah and his Jackrabbits. Week four will be Clan and the Ducks. Week five is gonna be the Toronto Bears, and that team's actually looking interesting in itself because with Cursa at head coach in the draft, he went ahead and he got Superman at wide receiver. He got Vamp Colder. He also surprised everyone in the entire draft and picked the only QB in the draft, which was Calvin Johnson from the Idaho Blue Fire. Week 6 we'll see the Philadelphia Freedom. Week 7 will be the Mexico City Aztecs, and then week 8 will travel to face the Roblox Panthers. So, Lacey, which opponent do you think will be the looking at paper from a week 1 standpoint? Which opponent do you think is going to be the most difficult on the schedule?
He said he's getting food right now.
Okay, so Memphis, what do you think? Looking at these guys.
Can you repeat the question again?
So yeah, looking at the schedule, like from a week 1 standpoint, what do you go ahead and see? Which is going to be the most difficult opponent?
Probably the Panthers and let's see. Panthers and probably the Bears.
Well, for the Bears,
It,
that should be something to look out for. But yeah, Panthers, I believe they have Kui at QB, so they moved on from Bailey, which is kind of surprising to always see when you have an MVP quarterback. Not even not even 2 seasons ago, he was an MVP, and the DFO Otori Sama went ahead and moved on from him. So yeah, if you were to ask me, looking at the schedule, I think like if we're looking at it this way, I think we're looking at the Panthers. They're gonna have Kui, who is pretty much of his already established himself as a very known wide receiver. So you're facing pretty much one of those classic wide receivers at QB. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's been some successful ones in the past, and yeah, I think probably one of the more difficult opponent that I would see really on the schedule is maybe Justin, maybe Omaha, but overall, this is kind of an interesting schedule. Week 7 in the Aztecs, Apend is the head coach in QB, so that might
Mm-hmm.
be an interesting game. Okay,
Yeah.
Lacey, what do you think?
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, okay. You
So,
said, ask your question? I'm sorry.
so the question was, who do you think will be the most difficult opponent that you might be facing this season on a week 1 standpoint?
Probably our week 8 matchup against the Panthers because they do have LMJ and then Crazy at receiver and some underrated pieces on the team. Yeah. Outside of that, yeah, I don't like talking too much about it, but I got a pretty easy schedule that I'm not happy about. Wanted to play some comp this season. Yeah, very disappointing schedule though for sure on my part.
And it happens. I mean, for like I said, first year team. I mean, last season we went 3-5, and you already know the issue that happened that in
Yeah.
the week 8 game that happened versus the Firecats, where Parker went ahead went to QB and practically not only went ahead and beat the Twisters, he went ahead and he just told head coach, which was Kosh at that time, get the hell out of here. it was just one of those
Yeah.
games, but
Yeah, Parker. That was the first time Parker came in like a season or two and just beat Kosh. That was embarrassing to watch, honestly, truly. And also Parker had his receiver one was chaostoscope, which is impressive. On Parker's end. The chaostoscope is a bench type of player. He isn't good at all. So yeah, very surprising.
I mean, I think just Tesoscope, if he goes ahead and he works on a few things, he could. I think he could get better. I'm not saying. I'm not saying he will be. He's like a top star, but I think he could basically end up being a star player in the OFL. But people talking about
Perhaps in like 5 years, sure. Yeah, I
you're
just
talking
don't
like
see it.
if you're talking like
Unfortunately.
5 calendar years. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to wait until like 2020, something like 22.
Yeah, you might have some kids by then.
Oh, if y'all talking like that, bruh. Oh boy. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really the best known wide receiver myself.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you,
I
you
feel like I feel like you'd be a star, a star player before Chester is.
I mean, it
That's my take
depends.
on.
Like I said, for me, I don't like I said I'm not the best wide receiver, but I can. I've been known for basically for kind of being from the Kelvin Five tree, so and those players usually tend to be versatile, so I can usually play tight end if it's needed. Hell, I've played center basically a few times. QB wise, we shall see. I'm just been trying to go. I haven't really quarterbacked in the leagues in months, so and the last time I did, it was a very interesting. Like it was a very interesting season to where I went ahead and I had to let my assistant head coach QB. But that's another story for another time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at it from a standpoint. If you're mentioning LMJ for the Panthers, that's actually going to be really interesting in itself, because it's practically going to go ahead and bring a lot of that season finale heat. But yeah, if you're mentioning that, then
Yeah.
sheesh.
Yeah. It's
That's
gonna be an interesting game for sure.
all right. So out of the players from pretty much from each team, Lacey, which one do you think is pretty much the best one from each team that we're going to be facing off against this season?
The best player from each team.
Yeah. So besides the
Oh,
Panthers,
can I look at the list? All right. All right.
yeah,
Yeah.
look at the schedule since I have it posted there.
All right. All right. So Omaha. What do they have? Wiz. I'd say Kamari the QB is the best player on Omaha. And Dragons, I would say iTunes. Justin Jackrabbits. Who's on that team? I would say take off Travis for sure. Ducks, it would have to be Clan the QB. The Bears. Who's on the Bears? Let me go
The
ahead and
Bears,
check
we
the
don't
group.
know just yet what's. It's one of the more complicated teams of the league.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see. Let me go ahead and check it. Um, the Bears, they have. Okay, they have Deion Barrett. I think Deion Barrett's their best player. Very underrated player. Freedom, I'd say Dylan. Dylan's their best player. The Aztecs definitely was caught on Apen, and LMJ and Craze can take that spot for the Punishers. I mean the Panthers.
If we're looking at this from my standpoint, I do think from the week one part, the player to watch that you might have to look out for. If you're looking at the Nighthawks, I do think it's really first things first is that we're facing off against Kamari, and Kamari, he has without a shadow of doubt, and whenever the full season he has played, the last full season he played the entire 8 game length. He went ahead and he threw 54 touchdowns against 8 picks. All pro numbers, mind you. Like, these are typical all pro numbers, but, pretty much was up there with Calvin 5 and Young Rally
Yeah,
in a way.
I think Kamari is really good. Just doesn't have a team at all. I think he doesn't care about the game as much as he did 3 or 4 seasons ago when he was trying to establish his name and whatnot.
I don't know. But yeah, I said the draft wise for the team, Unamaki is probably going to be the player I would say to really look out for. She's going to make her season debut, and I'm going to say from a standpoint here.
He's pretty good. I mean, Bobo knows about that. He played with her. She's a pretty good center. Definitely a better center than she is at DE. I mean, she's gonna have to face Metro, the likes of Metro and Laughmaster. So, you know.
if you ask me,
Wouldn't blame her.
I said if you asked me about Unamaki though, I've known her basically for a bit of a cool minute now, and I do think that she'll be at least the player to watch if it's not Kamari, because with her making her debut, she's gonna be bound to make some mistakes. Yes, I do think that I do think that if she pretty much has the potential at the end of the day, I could literally see her as probably like the next M4. High expectations, mind you. This is a high prediction. This is one of those ones that
She's
everyone's gonna
good.
be
She
looking
almost
at.
won Heisman.
But yeah,
She's good, but her first game is gonna be rough.
it's gonna
They're
be one of the
facing
tougher
two.
ones.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
facing two great DEs. It's gonna be a
Laughmaster
long
also
night.
coming in. He's actually back. Actually, speaking of that, Lacey,
Yeah.
how were you able to actually recruit Laughmaster? Because I said I've actually have been on a couple teams. Laughmaster's been on once upon a time, but
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't available season 33, or like last time we saw him was season 32, and that was
T of
when
the year season.
that was when
Yeah.
he won tight end of the year with the Fridges as his quarterback. And normally he's with the
Relly and them. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
rallying them, yeah.
So, with Laughmaster, I've known him since I came to the league season 27. We've had this really cool mutual respected relationship. Um, but actually, I didn't think Laughmaster was gonna play this season at all because I knew he had a football going on in real life. That's why he didn't play season 33. 100% he wasn't gonna play that. Season 34 though, I wasn't sure if he was gonna play, but Metro spoke to him and he said he wanted to play, so gave him the offer, gave him the call. He's good to go for the season.
That actually is a nice. That's actually gonna be nice to go and see. So, a player that will be making their debut for the first time since season 32, week 7, I believe, was when he last played. Will be Laughmaster, because last time he did win tight end of the year. He did it with Fridges as his quarterback. He did it practically on a team that he literally was the lead guy. And
Yeah, he was the guy on that team. Unfortunately, I wasn't in the league. I was banned. Wasn't paying attention to the league at the time.
season 32,
But
I'll be
I've
for real. I wasn't really I was just trying to get my ass back into the league, because season 31 was
yeah
one of the lower. Okay, there we go.
yeah
Yeah, I was just trying to get back into the league after pretty much not after retiring after Victory Bowl 32.
looking back at yeah
You probably
but
know the issue.
yeah looking back at season 32 stats, like I would be looking at stats. Aside from the eye test, Laughmaster definitely did deserve T of the year. He missed 1 week, right? Week 8 or something,
Yeah, he got suspended for
for
no
leaking,
alleged
right?
reason. Huh?
Yeah, allegedly for leaking, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Didn't know leaking, resulted into a season suspension. So, that was new. But Chaos. Let's talk about the rookie now, though. Let's focus more on the rook.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, Memphis. Sorry that I actually have you waiting for a bit. So Memphis. So knowing
Yeah.
basically what you have this season, do you think that basically there are some things that you might end up needing to work on, that you think is like you think on a level that will make you at least a better player? Like what is one thing you think you could work on?
Definitely getting open on like man-to-man defenses. I really struggle with that.
Man-to-man defenses. It's actually man-to-man's actually been was is a bit of an interesting defense. I mean, zone-wise, it's all only when a team can run zone. If I'm being for real with you out, I think it's probably one of my issues. Like if you, but one of the better parts is that basically if you can on some of these teams, that if you learn how to kind of pick for another wide receiver and help them get open in man-to-man or in zone, it gets up a lot of good plays. And seeing that seeing the team base that we're gonna have this season, we're gonna see about healables. So healables might end up might end up returning in week 4-ish. So as previously stated, and we will have to go ahead and go with good old Parker. So this is actually a bit back to the QB situation. So what happened with the original plans to have Zanetsu or what's his name or Lamont at QB?
So with Zan, initially it didn't work out because, well, there were some issues between his OCA team and
Daytona. Yeah.
yeah, Daytona Demons, and he didn't. I don't think he said he was ready, even though I believe Zan is most definitely OFL ready. He made the choice to stay down. So there's that. Um, with Lamont, well, I had to make a team decision. It was either I get no center, because the centers that play with Lamont, they don't want to play with him because he runs into the D's a lot. But overall he's a great quarterback. It's just that he runs into the D's a lot, and no center wants to play
Yeah.
for a QB that's gonna it's gonna mess up their stats. It's gonna be a boring game for them, you know. And there's no point in playing, as a center like me, bro. If I was centering and my QB is the reason I'm looking bad, I wouldn't center for him. And so I had to make a team decision and either let Parker QB or bring in Healable, whenever he's ready to play the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the QB situation.
Looking at that situation with Lamont, I can actually could see why. think I think an early situation that you could say he he could get a comparison to was I'll Take the Wheel back in season 3, I believe. If any of y'all are familiar with the old OFL news series, there was a lot of criticism that he took a lot of sacks of from that would be like 50 yards, but if you know basically what happened with I'll Take the Wheel, he went on to become an all-time great QB. He has 3 VBs to his name at as a starting QB. So
Yeah,
that was an issue that I think teams faced with that he had to deal with early on. If Lamont can fix those mistakes like Matthew
Lamonta
Washington did,
Lamonta BB. Yeah, I'm saying now, Lamonta BB QB. He just needs to work on getting a chemistry with his centers and stuff like that. But his throws are there, definitely. I don't know if y'all know this, but give me a second.
all right,
Season 32, Atlanta Phoenix. He was supposed to be the starting QB, the team that wanted to be there, but real life stuff got in the way of him playing the quarterback position. Yeah, it shows to say that you know Finley was really just a backup option basically because Aqua had to QB for like 2 games and stuff like that. Um, like I said earlier, it's a system that any decent QB can go far into the playoffs, whether in OEC or WC. And I'm trying to implement that in this organization by bringing in great blockers and great rushers. That's why I wasn't really focused on getting receivers as much.
there's one thing I can tell you though from a perspective of me actually knowing Finley. Actually, Philly and I were basically we kind of have been known for a bit of our rivalry with that we that pretty much we have from back from AFL days. So literally, me and him, whenever our teams go ahead and face off in the playoffs, is usually whoever wins actually goes ahead and goes on to win the championship in that league. So it usually happens. So, but yeah, I do think that Finley though. Well, I can see it's all for Finley. He's also has been known to QB for a long time. I mean, if you've known him for like AFL or something like that, he's been known for tearing up the league and actually being the league's MVP. So constantly pretty much creating a dynasty for his team. So yeah, I do think that in a situation like that, Finley went ahead and at least benefited the most from it, and with him actually now being named head coach, he's actually going to be something to really watch out for in the LEC. Because I do think he's
Who?
capable. Finley.
I think Atlanta Phoenix is gonna come back next season. That would be better than what they were last season as they picked up, you know, Lillard and whatnot. I think they're gonna be a really good team, though, for sure.
I mean, they went ahead and
Definitely always see.
upgraded from the whole thing. Y'all, I remember season 32 VB was just one of the more. It's gonna go down as easily one of the more controversial VBs of all time because of the whole
Yeah, a lot of
scandal.
cheating, a lot of account sharing that to this day hasn't been discovered, but the
Cool,
people that know
cool and
definitely
Savat,
know.
cool and Savat for
What?
the cool and Savat. Those two.
Who? What?
Cool and Savat.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. But there was definitely other players that were doing stuff like that hasn't been uncovered yet. The people that know.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm
Look at this one here.
sorry.
Okay, yeah. Memphis. Back to you here real quick. If we're looking at pretty much from all the wide receiver wise, who do you think who do you think from this draft could actually end up being like a rival to you?
Let's see. I need to look at this redraft again. No, just Trizzy, Jalen. Let's see. Oh yeah, definitely Hoob. Cause me and Hoob were you were both on Pantheon. he got a little mad over Scrim. He left the team. I haven't liked him since, but I'm not gonna be a little weirdo to him. But it's definitely Hoob.
Oh, damn,
Yeah, I don't know why.
damn.
Yeah, let me
Who,
add
bro?
on to what Let me add on to what Bubba was saying. Yeah, I don't know why he got mad in scrimmages. Really was never that serious at the end of the day. Left the team for sure. Um, yeah, Bobo. I think Bobo will get the better of him though for sure. But we'll have to see for ourselves.
I can see a little bit of reason for Hoop though. I mean, Hoop's gonna be entering a situation that I believe he'll actually be a wide receiver loaded Firecats room with hard scoped in them. So I could be for real though. Hoop went ahead and he pretty much got a little bit of an interesting little career standpoint. I'm surprised he went ahead and went third overall when there were better wide receivers basically in that whole thing. This is, I mean, keep in mind this was also the same dude that I believe in the Triumph Bowl for Daytona. Dude went ahead and he slept during the entire Triumph Bowl. Bro just said tired and just fell asleep. Everyone on Daytona was mad, but I don't think they're not mad at him anymore because of the reversing of that Triumph Bowl that happened.
Yeah, that was bullshit. I've never seen anything like it before, bro. Because they definitely had account shares as well. So unfortunate, but that's also a fake where you're terrible, in administration.
Yeah, to be fair though, that if we're looking at basically at OCFA, I'm still basically waiting for the day that those dudes are gonna go ahead and basically kind of pay me for that stuff. But that's another story for another day. Anyways, so looking at this one here, quarterback wise, the only person who was drafted was Calvin. RCB Marcus went undrafted, I believe, or did he get drafted? I don't know. But yeah, I do think that QB wise, I think the guy to go ahead and really look out for in this draft. I don't know. Maybe a trip. I don't know. It's an interesting situation for how QB went down this season because according to the draft, according to the draft analysis from the that was provided, 16 wide receivers were taken in this year's draft, which is a lot to go ahead and really say, but there's not really much left for defensive players. So, yeah, would go ahead and would say here. What actually would I like to have will have your guys' predictions on basically on not any record predictions, but like basically kind of like a prediction of what do you guys think, like a good stat line prediction, like how many touchdowns do you guys think you guys can score individually for each of you
Oh,
guys.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We're not speaking on that because we're playing as a team.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to stats at all. Like all the teams I've been on, I played to win. Bobo can talk from here though.
Nah, I'll probably say the same thing. I don't pay attention to stats that much. I really just go to ball.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as we win, we'll be fine.
I actually want to go ahead and ask though, what do you guys actually think about the situation that happened with the OFL awards and how that went down? Because there was a lot of controversy with that I don't think that basically just I don't think was right. So
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. MK might be the worst receiver I've ever seen in my life. Definitely shouldn't have won. The top three receivers in stats all like rig their stats. They'd have their friends, give them fake stats and shit like that, which is very weird. Um, what else? Yeah, receiver there should have not went to Reaver High School or MK. MK is just dog shit. Not even a top 30 receiver in the league. Can't even lie to you. Um, receiver there should have went to Zeta for sure. He was on three different teams and he was still top four. The other three receivers were rigging their stats. So by default it should have went to Zayd, although he didn't have playoff success. You can't blame him. You look at his team, it's like what the hell.
I mean, he finished his
Second,
season.
his second best receiver was literally Big Bad AJ, bro. Like I get that kid's a goddamn center. Kevin was inactive. TRCC was inactive. Due to scheduling issues.
Yeah, true. Miami basically is always one of those teams to really really to go ahead and have a weird conflict of interest in. Do got to give credit to
Yeah,
Matthew though for trying to go and basically make the playoffs with that team because
yeah. I mean,
no
Matthew's
one can
decent
say
at the
that.
game. I don't know. When was the last time you went to a victory bowl?
Me,
No,
the
what's
Bolts.
his name? Matthew.
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 Matthew actually has only appeared in one victory bowl at QB, and that was season 18.
Yeah, it's been a while, bro. So I don't see him going to victory bowl anytime soon, unless he gets a really good squad. I mean, the only chance he really had was season 31. Um,
Season,
it
I believe
was
he could have made it season 29 too because that was practically
nah.
an MVP season for him, and
Yeah,
he got one
he
and
should have
done in
won
the
MVP. I
playoffs.
heard.
He got one and done in the
Yeah,
playoffs by what's his name, V Tyler.
yeah,
That was
bro. He
his.
shouldn't have won. He lost to be Tyler, bro.
Yeah, look at the Bolts team. They haven't really done anything. I mean, if I'm being for real, looking at, besides I don't know Blaze on the team and Matthew, I mean they have Olds, AJ, and there's not really much guys to really know.
Zayd, Zayd and Penny were supposed to go, but nobody. I don't know, bro. The recruiting just wasn't there, unfortunately. I don't know. People didn't want to play. I guess I don't know. I don't know much about that, but what I do know is, Zayd was supposed to go, but Zayd just didn't like who was on the team because he wanted to win a ring. He wants to win a ring, bro. He's not winning a ring, with that team, unfortunately.
I mean, at least he did try
And
with
Penny
the.
was yeah,
I'm
and
gonna
Penny
go
was
ahead.
already iffy about it, so there's that.
At least you did try with the
Uh,
Thunderbirds though, but the past two times, but the past last season 32 with the Thunderbirds,
yeah,
y'all
bro,
saw what.
Thunderbird, that was unfortunate. The time Zeta was on T-Birds, probably, arguably the worst T-Birds teams,
I mean, the
to
T-Birds
date.
had literally 8-0 teams. Like they were record-wise, they were literally good. And then
Yeah.
season 31, I mean, they made it to the conference championship, but they lost by 3 to Raleigh. But I can be for real though, the best one was literally season 32. Literally, that game was that whole thing.
Everybody, yeah, I heard everybody was lagging besides Zabe, so, it's unfortunate.
Literally, that game was, I think, was so bad that literally the Phoenix, they went ahead and they created a meme that went ahead and just made fun of Calvin's like, I don't ever want to hear you say you the king. I don't ever want to hear you say the Messiah, man. Like
Who said that?
it was a meme. It was a meme. It was like,
Well, who made that meme?
I don't know. I think it was it was Alpha Santana. It was Bojangles Bandit and but
Saying
that's
what?
yeah. I have to find the meme, but still though. Those are
Uh,
Finley teams for you. I know the whole thing well. You give them a meme, they feed off of it. If you go ahead and also beat chaostopia in the playoffs, congratulations. You're guaranteed a free spot in a championship and a free win. I
yeah.
know the process.
I mean, OWC is going to be interesting this season. Very interesting. See a lot of see a lot of dark horse teams. Um,
Hmm.
I think Turks have the best, one of the best, chances to go to the VB. Same with Warriors,
I'm looking at the OWC,
and
and
then my team is there. Yeah,
yeah. Besides the not the Toros, the Twisters. I mean, we're looking at the Toros for Toros. I'm not sure. I think
nah,
there's rumors that they're saying that Farid is cubing. If Farid is cubing, hopefully he just stops throwing too many interceptions because he threw 22 last season and somehow went 4-4.
yeah, bro. There's no hope for Toros, bro. Like, it's unfortunate, but yeah. Top three teams is Twisters, Turks, and Warriors.
Some
Outside of that, Rams is up there.
Sunbirds are mid.
Sunbirds. Yeah, Sunbirds are up there.
But yeah,
I'm missing one. Invaders are up there. Ducks and Jocelyn. These are like all like lower tier teams. But yeah, um, at our OWC, it's either me, Turks, or Warriors are coming out to the VB. We'll come to play.
that's
All I
us
gotta say is that
or us. We have a chance. I do think that if all things can go well, I think we could. I think we can perfect record regular season this thing.
I
I'm
don't I don't
hoping.
want to go perfect record. I don't want to go perfect record, though, honestly and truly. But I want our team, to
So
taste defeat. I want our team to, have the feeling of defeat. I want them to like all experience it before they go to the playoffs. Not to get too cocky. All the teams that I've been on, we like, bro, my team, they all get cocky, bro. Like, you'll be winning the playoffs and niggas get cocky and just fumble the W.
yeah,
So yeah, that's just not happening on the team where I'm coaching, bro. It's never happening now, bro.
Saxon, I
But
do
yeah,
think that look at this team. They have Lick. I'm not sure about that. Toros, I don't know. Rams, that could be a team to look out for, but then again, it's Radiant. So Radiant is always a weird cup of tea to go ahead and really evaluate. But
yeah,
that's
it's hard to evaluate.
but the last time he
Yeah,
did
we'll
make the
see.
playoffs, he actually did make the conference championship. So he
Yeah,
always
I mean,
somehow gets screwed over out of a win.
yeah. What I will say though is for Radiance, bro. Uh, he was playing in a no comp era though. Season 31, season 32, just no comp. Even season 30, season 29
He
too.
even made it to the
There's
conference
just no
championship
competition.
season 27. So
Yeah,
season 27, he lost to Randy and the Perfect Warriors.
yeah, bro. That Spartans team should have definitely went to the VB. I was suspended. Then you got Cones on defense, and that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
So it was unlucky. But that's besides the point. OEC is gonna be fun to watch this season. A lot of comp teams.
I was gonna get
Well,
to the OEC in a bit. I mean, Get the rest of the schedule:
Uh,
Kamari and the Nighthawks, Avery and the Spartans, which is going to be a bit of a rebuild. If Blue still makes the playoffs with Trig Shot, that is going to be pretty much be a little bit of a shock to everyone. No offense to Trig,
Shot's
I,
not bad at all. It's just there's just no. He just has no team. Team's just not there.
that or in just the fact that it feels like that he does not really that sizzle for him. Like a bit more
Yeah,
like a Tyrod Taylor type player instead of like I don't know Patrick Mahomes type.
yeah, for sure. But he's made the playoffs before. At helm,
Yeah,
so it isn't new to him.
he's experienced with this. I'm not gonna take away with that. Justin and Isaiah, not sure that team. I think looks pretty okay. I think they could make the playoffs.
Their offense is okay. Just I've never seen a more horrid defense.
Yeah,
With such players on the team.
yeah. Warriors and
Yeah,
Tri-Fi, that can actually be an interesting show. Sky
yeah,
Kings,
it'll be interesting
like I said,
until I take their receiver one.
wait, what?
Yeah,
All fun and games
yeah,
until you start taking wide receiver ones for every team.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
But
look at this one. The Sky Kings might be a team, but I'm not
oh yeah,
sure.
Sky Kings is a top four team. They're gonna be fun to watch.
Invaders and
Uh,
Milas, Apen and
all is gonna be okay.
Apen and Aztecs, Ducks and Clan,
Yeah,
Raiders
yeah.
and Raws. I was heard
They're
from
gonna be a dark horse team. If Raz can get decent enough to get active,
Turks and
so
Turks for sure. Probably gonna be a team because it's Rocky. I keep saying
yeah, yeah. Rocky's team is pretty good.
Rocky and the
They're a
Turks
top two
always
team.
mix. You'll learn the lesson.
Yeah,
The two teams to really I think that I'm not sure about that actually could be on upset alerts are the Bruisers and the Rattlers because Bruisers just because the fact that I guess I like I
Duran.
said
Yeah,
if they play better and they can fix a few more things and can actually play up to pretty much harder competition, I do think they can be a dark horse. Rattlers
they
though,
have.
it's a Lily team. I'm afraid for that one to get my take.
Yeah.
You've seen Lily teams.
Rattlers, yeah, bro, and we'll see.
Listen,
Rattlers are pretty good though.
I'll be for real. I know Lily
Yeah,
really well.
give Rui
I
a
love her like
squad like yeah,
she's one of my own sisters, but I'm not sure how that team's gonna go and fair. But yeah,
yeah,
you speak about the
yeah.
Lily
Give Lily
team
a
though.
squad. Yeah, give Lily a squad like they did season 30 with the receiver of the year, Penny being on their team, and a few other good pieces like Jaden. Like she's doing damage, bro. Like she never has some pieces that can help her and whatnot. She
Actually,
always bums on her team, bro. It's just unfortunate. And I'm
Jordan.
talking about the receiver and CB position. Everything else like she has, like the blockers and rushers, they're there. Yeah, decent enough.
Yeah,
Everything else though, can't say too much about.
they might have found one though, because I've seen Red basically that he's actually
Right.
done pretty good in scrims recently. So that's something to
Yeah.
watch out for. Anyways, though,
Yes. Yeah. CB of the year should have definitely went to Albie or Boogie, but since there's playoff impact, Tyrann definitely deserved it. So
I don't know why
that was a great
added
that was a great
playoff
pick.
impact though, if I'm being for real. But
Yeah.
stuff happens.
Who'd you have winning CB of the year?
I think I had Insby winning it because of
Yeah, that kid's
Lucy's
dog
example.
shit. He's a
Because
goddamn cone. Yeah,
he
bro.
had the stats for it, but
He had the ints, but letting up 50 passes is just not of essence again. It's not gonna do anything. Getting those ints are, it's not gonna help you if you're letting up 50 passes stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So he's not even a top 20 CV. So yeah, bro.
yeah, I think it
But
shocked me when MMK basically won it over over White Shoes that got more stats than him or even Zayd itself. Like
yeah, bro. MK is dog shit, bro. Like she's actually bad. The only reason he got those stats was because you know he's head coach. Have you ever seen MK at the top of the stat sheet ever? And you just
sorta,
watching him
but
play.
like I said, he's been usually a wide receiver two at best for on teams.
Yeah,
I
he would
said
be a
it
receiver three,
myself
receiver two.
literally. He had
Yeah, he was
Sean at
never receiver
QB
one,
and
bro.
he had Sean at QB, and he practically put himself as a wide receiver one. Literally,
Yeah, he put himself.
literally, if
Yeah, he
I
forced
could run
himself
West
receiver
Coast
one,
offense,
bro.
and I can do that.
Yeah, he forced himself receiver one, and he was just having like I've never seen. Desi. I think he had Desi. Who else did he have? He had Desi and Jactus, bro. I've never seen them like pick this consistently till they went to Toros. I'm guessing they were aiming, for him to get received. Yeah, I guess I don't know,
If I'm
but
also gonna be
yeah,
for real
and
though
and he
too.
rigged stats. He'd rig stats and stuff like that. So
hmm
there's that.
If also gonna be for real though too, I think that we could put Memphis Drama in that same situation at being the wide receiver one. I think even he could have put
Yeah,
himself
yeah, no, for sure.
in the wide receiver.
I think highly of Bobo. I think he's a really smart player. I think he's gonna be, top two, top three best players in this draft. By end of first season, in their careers. Possibly he could be the best player in the whole draft. As I help him get developed and whatnot. The IQ's there. LG players, they come to OFL and just become stars instantly. So, you know, and that's like IQ is really the hardest thing to teach. And he just has it. So I'm not worried about him. He'll be fine in this league. He'll have his funds. He'll have his fair shares, wins, and funds. But yeah, I'm definitely aiming for a VB this season. Nothing less, nothing more. I'm not wasting 3 months, to lose. For
hmm
sure.
Anyways, Memphis, we've kind of went ahead and I think you haven't really spoken in a cool minute, but overall entering this season, we know that pretty much that there's nothing much too crazy. We already know that the one rival that will be for sure of all things, basically entering your rookie season, what is going to be the one thing you're going to be excited about?
Jeez. I don't know, bro. Probably winning my first game. Compared to like OCFA. Going like 0-4. It's like winning games, bro.
Oh, so kind of making your OFL debut will be.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll be able to get that chance with this week one game coming up. Not sure yet. So if if he can, I might end up going ahead. We'll see about that whole game, but nevertheless, looking at the whole thing, I do think that literally this is going to be one of those games that entering week one that's actually going to be interesting. Let's see how. Once again, what's his name? Let's see how basically, but what Kamar X will end up bringing. Hopefully, we also go ahead and we go out there and just pretty much show up, win the game, do whatever it takes. So, alright, that should be it for this episode of the Twist. So for the next episode, will be starting to. I'll actually go ahead and do a weekly recap and actually look at the best player from each side and actually interview them and see how they do. So thank you once again, Lacey and Memphis, for going ahead and coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
No problemo.
So yeah. Anyways, guys, go ahead and basically get ready as you guys tune into week one when the Oklahoma City Twisters will be at home taking on the Omaha Nighthawks and Kamari XI, which will be. There's not a confirmed time yet. We'll let you guys know if there is going to be, but nevertheless, whatever happens, I hope you guys are going to be go ahead and ready because it's going to be a brawl for the ages. So yeah, once again, this is Chaostopia. This has been the Twist. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.